episodes of 5 Degrees of Comedy right here at the Improv.
It's going down right now. We representing everything.
Soul Caritas, if you do the research, Soul is SOL is elite, and Caritas is giving. It's Latin, and basically says we're the #1 givers back to the community through our outreach programs, comedy, charitable outreaches, you name it. That's what we do, and we consider ourselves the best at it. Well, it started about I guess in 2007. A friend of mine from Chicago wanted to do a show in Houston, Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah, I saw this one boxer, little Latino dude, he ain't had nobody in his corner. I mean, literally, wasn't nobody in his corner with him. When the bell rung, he had to get his own stool and shit.
And he called me up, he said, "Hey Carlos, man, I want to do a show in Houston, Cedric the Entertainer." I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, originally I thought he just wanted me to put up some money with him and a couple more of my friends. And that turned into me being the promoter, saying as how I was the only one here in Houston. So for the most part, I did most of the leg work, and I learned a whole lot in the short term. And I figured, hey, I didn't want that to be my last show. I really enjoyed it. I liked the feeling I got from doing it. And more importantly, I enjoyed seeing the people laugh. So I decided I wanted to do it myself. Keisha Hunt, I was a friend of mine, another promoter, was doing a show and he had Keisha on it. And he invited me backstage to visit with her and a couple of other artists. And Keisha said, I heard a lot about you and a couple of shows you've done. And at that time, I'd only done maybe 3. But the artist that I promoted, I guess she kind of looked up to. And she asked me a couple of pointers and I gave them to her. And after the show, she came up to her and she said, "Hey, you're going to be my manager." And I was like, "Well, I don't know much about managing." And she said, "Well, but you know business." And I prayed about it and God told me to tell you that you're going to be my manager.
When I was 12, I found out that my stepdaddy is my real daddy. Oh, some of y'all don't even know y'all daddy. I got 2. I got 2 real daddies.
To see her grow to now has just been amazing. To me, she's still a little kid, but and I have to accept her as a woman. But she has just developed to what I consider a phenomenal artist. She has talents that I think the industry has been lacking, especially from a female. And I think there's still a whole lot of Keisha we've yet to see. I mean, but her first DVD was amazing. And I'm looking to see even bigger, better projects coming from her. Well, I expressed to the artists that the show is only about 10% of it, the comedy, the funny, and the rest of it is being on time, reading over your contracts, knowing what's fair to you. And in order to do so, you have to do your research and learn and study. But you just have to make sure you do your end of the deal, on the bargaining end of it. And I stress over and over and over, being on time is #1. That's #1.
You know how Carlos do. You be reading his status updates. If you're late, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're early for tomorrow. I was just like, I didn't know what to do. I just showed up here and slept in the green room.
I'm from East Texas, Jacksonville, Texas. I was born and raised there. 18 when I graduated, I joined the military and I served in Iraq. And when I returned back to the States, I moved to the Houston area. So I've been here pretty much my entire adult life. Both of my parents are deceased. My mother died of complications of diabetes and my father, cancer. That's why those 2 charities mean a lot to me. And as you'll see on my future projects, we donate a lot of money to diabetes and also cure for cancer. My dad was also an engineer. I'm 5th generation railroad. 4 generations before me, my dad was the first engineer, and then now myself.
So what does that mean to you when you think about having a job and the pride that goes in what you do?
It means a lot because especially in the African American community, there's not a lot of industries where we can say we were fifth generation, because it's a lot of industries that didn't allow blacks to have the job 40 years ago or 50 years ago. So to be able to say that now that I'm in the same industry that my great grandfather was in, it's a feel good. Yeah, it feels very good. Recently I rang the bell at NASDAQ, International Organizer, United Transportation Union, and it puts me in contact with thousands and millions of people throughout the United States. And I try to cross that over into where it benefits my artists in the likes of when I do shows in other regions, other states, other cities. I can reach out to some of the people that I have in my business affiliations to support my events, and thus far it's been successful. I was watching TV. When I first moved to Houston, I heard of elderly people dying because their houses are too hot. And I'd never heard that before. I guess, I don't know if where I grew up it didn't get that hot or everybody had an air conditioner, but I'd never heard that.
Delivery day, a very hot day.
What a donation you're making. This is terrific.
She's disabled and lives alone. When her window units went out,
Ooh, it's been so hot. It's been, ooh. And I said, well, this was that hot in June. I don't know how I'm going to make it in July and August.
And all I thought was, well, air conditioning can't be more than $100, $120. And if that's all it takes to save somebody's life, that's a small price to pay.
it just so happened that Carlos Wallace had seen one of my people-to-people stories. A train engineer by trade, Wallace offered to buy 2 window units for someone who needed them.
And I wanted to start a program and challenged a lot of my friends to buy air conditioners. And I spoke with you and you said, well, let's do them one at a time. And so here we are. Initially, I challenged all my friends. I said, for each 10 that you guys buy, I'll buy 1. And we'll distribute those throughout the city. And I called Emily Aiken at News 2, and she gave me a better idea, and we ended up, having a successful air conditioner drive.
But with the new units, the house is cool.
Yeah.
All because a viewer cared.
I just really thank you. I don't have words. I really appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. You're very welcome. We want to always give back. Giving back to the community is more than just throwing money down or donating to a charity without following through, knowing the importance of it. Comedy is one of the best ways we can do that. Regardless of what a person's going through, a death, they just lost their job, bankruptcy, divorce. For 2 hours that day, they can laugh, they can enjoy themselves, and they can escape whatever problems they have.
All my ladies in the house with the real hair. All my ladies in the house with the real hair. Say ow. Say ow, ow, ow. All my ladies in the house with the lace front. All my ladies in the house with the Yankee weed. Say yeah.
We donate a lot of the money that we make with our comedy shows back to the community. We do community projects, we do food drives, AIDS walks, breast cancer walks. I mean, we're all about that. And that, again, it in turn make people want to help support us and tell more people about us. I came up with the Back Pew Project because I wanted a project that the entire family could enjoy. Because in live TV or live entertainment or TV or big screen, there's very few projects where you can take 3 generations to enjoy.
For playing the comedy.
Well, I want to do a joke for the kids before I just leave y'all behind. Why didn't G-Unit catch the bus? Because they ain't have 50 cents. Take that to school.
I had to go to the gallery to buy an outfit. Messing around with Carlos. Why do we do it to ourselves, ladies? We know the shoes are gonna hurt as soon as we try them on in the store. We know, we put them on and we looking in the mirror and we just like, woo, I'm gonna be limping like a dog in about an hour.
Some of y'all can reminisce on them whoopings you used to get. Ooh, I hated it. My dad used to whoop. Ooh, he was heavy-handed. Ooh, he was heavy-handed. My daddy, I'm gonna tell you something. Worst whooping I ever got. I decided today that I'm gonna tell you the mistake I made. We all make that mistake. Is where you feel like you're gonna stop hitting me with the belt, and I had the nerve to grab that belt one day because Oh, when I grabbed that belt, oh, you want to grab the belt? He let the belt go. I said, no, put the belt back in your hand. He pow, stop, pow, pow, he's killing me. Pow, down goes Tyson. Pow, get up. He done went straight hood, nah. What would you want to do? Get on up there. Hold the belt, let me show you. I'm from the old school. Yeah, hit me with the belt. I hit myself with the belt. I'll never do it again. I'm sorry.
We came together and created the back pew because I wanted the language to be comfortable for everyone and the entertainment to make everybody laugh. And I think we've been pretty successful at that.
See, I travel a lot, so I get a chance to visit other churches. Oh man, if you've not been to a Nigerian or African church, you do not know what you are missing. The pastor come out, listen, good afternoon, praise Jesus right now, praise Jesus. Welcome to the Antioch Baptist Church right now, praise Jesus. Everything they say is right now. You got to believe in Jesus right now. And I guess somebody in the congregation that needed some prayer, needed to have a demon removed off of or something. Is there someone who needs prayer? The man waved his hand. We're going to remove the demon out of you right now. I'm going to take the spear and remove the demon out of you right now. I said, you going to stab the demon out of him? That's right. I'm going to kill the demon. The demon will go to hell, but his soul will go to Jesus. I was like, oh, you can't do that. What's wrong with you?
Talking about back pew, I want to let y'all know the back pew is really backstage. There's some nonsense going on. Just singing. Really, that's what I'm here to talk about, singing. There's a lot of singing going on. Like, if you got a small church, that should really be a sin. It should really be a sin, because I don't know what it is, but have you ever been to one of those little small churches? Is it just me, or does it seem like they budget cut on the bathroom? You ever been to one of them churches, man, and you go in there to use the restroom, and you close the door, and when you close the door be right in your face? Like, oh Lord, thank you for letting me get this off my stomach. You never feel a brother try to walk in on you. Brother Johnson, I am in here. I am in here. What's wrong with you? He say something stupid like, brother, I didn't see you in there. You be like, man, you seen my shoes under this door. You seen my shoes up under this door. The bathroom's so small, you can wash your hands right there while you're on the commode. Come on, man, use the bathroom, man.
The 5 Degrees of Comedy, that's a heart project with me. It feels good. First of all, Billy Sorrells and Blame the Comic, they came to me after I managed a tour with 4 guys before and had very successfully did over 40 cities throughout the United States. And originally I wanted to just kind of take a break. But the presentation that these guys had, there was no way I could say no. They came to me like young businessmen. How could I turn that down? They had a layout complete, and the original name wasn't 5 Degrees. It had a name that I feel like we should change to make it more marketable. To have 5 guys, all with college degrees, and they're still extremely talented, no one can measure up to that. My party was my 40th birthday, and I wanted to celebrate 4 decades with 4 charities, and a lot of people came out.
This is comedian Keisha, first artist of the Soul Corridas management label.
Man, this your man Blame the Comic. We here live.
This is Steph Wallace, Carlos's little brother. Steph. I'm saying.
It's all good though.
I'm saying. But Steph, tell us a little bit about you and your brother growing up.
Man, growing up with Los, when we first started out, it was kind of rocky. We didn't get along that much, I was a little brother every now and then. I was street rough. He always been that Carl from the Will Smith show. I had to put him in the headlock every now and then, let him know, hey boy, hey. But now, on the real tip, Lo's been a cool brother grow up behind. I try to follow in his footsteps. Growing up, I always been little Carlos. But Steph Wallace came out.
Happy birthday, Carlos!
So what are some of your good memories of Carlos?
Man, Carlos, he took me from nothing to something, with the marketing game he got. I'm his first artist. He didn't know much about it, but we learned this thing together. And so my greatest memory ain't even happened yet. So I'm waiting on that to happen with me and Carlos. Our greatest memory ain't even happened yet. It's going down.
Well, I hadn't known Carlos long, but he met my husband, whose name is Carlos Wallace as well. And now they're friends. And so we're here visiting him to celebrate his 40th birthday. And I've heard about all the charities and different things that he's given into. And so now I'm just very inspired by him, and I'm glad that I got a chance to know him and to enjoy this weekend with him. And I'm having a great time.
Carlos was like the guy. His class president, everybody loved him. Everybody loved him. He was always the same way, never mad, full of jokes.
God has blessed you. He's given you a vision, and go forth with it. Ain't nobody bad like you, baby. They can't touch you. And even for the haters that hate on you, remember this. Hating is the best form of flattery. Keep doing what you're doing, and God bless.
Soul Corridas means a lot to Carlos. This is his baby, and I always say that. He has great entertainment on board. He believes in the comedians. But when I came on board, he asked me to do it so we can donate to charities. And that's why I love him so much, because he believes in giving back to the community. How could I not come on board for that?
Tell us something about your dad that nobody knows. It was a deep secret, not I'm saying. But tell us why you love him so much, you know?
Well, I love my dad because he do a lot for me. He take care of me and supportive. Yeah, he do a lot for me. I love him.
Great guy. Known him since we were yay high. Probably live about 4 or 5 miles from each other in Jacksonville, Texas. Very, very good guy. My inspiration, my mentor. You know, I tell anybody, if you want somebody to look up to, don't look up to your uncle or me. Look up at Carlos. Carlos has done a hell of a job in being a person in society and a great, great citizen.
We fall in love with your heart, and we know what everything is given for, and we just look up to you.
So I'd like to thank Carlos for donating, especially to the Lupus Foundation, because he knows how much that means to me.
Y'all give it up for my co-host Rodney Bigham.
Not a black shirt and blue jeans, not black jeans and a blue shirt. All black mean all black.
Rodney Bigham.
Funny dude, man. Funny guy. Rodney, I was a fan of his long before I ever met him. I mean, the first time I seen him, I thought he was one of the funniest people I ever seen.
Happy birthday, Los. Now, Los is a super promoter, super manager, and turned out to be actually a really good friend. And I wish you the best, bro. Happy 40th, and if you can afford it, another 40, because it's going to be hell trying to live here another 40 years. You see how gas prices? Gas, $18 a cup. I can't afford this shit.
And so it's kind of ironic, 3 or 4 years later, I ended up managing him. And that's just a treat in itself. I mean, I talk to Rodney every day, more as a friend than as a manager. And he's taught me a whole lot about the business. And I just appreciate that guy. As a senior member in the family, it's good to have him.
What's going on, Houston? This is your girl once again, Brandy. I tell jokes, Adams, right here. Guess who I found? You are not gonna believe this. You hear her every morning from 5 to 10. You know who you listening to. I'm not gonna sing the song, but it's the greatest show on earth. Did I get it right? Did I get it right? Yeah. I found Tay from the 97.9 The Box, Mad Hatter Morning Show. I should just give her the mic and walk off.
Oh, tell you, well, she's in it for herself. I mean, she is a multi-entertainer already. Like, she's the first person that I brought in that was already extremely established.
No, it's all about Carlos.
It's all about Carlos, I'm sorry.
People are like shocked to see me, and I'm like, me and Carlos have been friends for years, and he's always been one of my biggest supporters. He's somebody I call to for advice all the time. You know, everybody don't know relationships, but that's my boy, so it's his 40th, this milestone. I'm not in the north too much when I ain't working, so you know it's love, and I love it. So happy birthday, Carlos.
I wanted to make it about awareness, so I chose 4 charities that all mean something to me. The 4 charities were Yele for Haiti. My girlfriend's Haitian, and I know everyone's aware of the disaster that happened there in 2010. For cancer, my father died of cancer in 2008. My mother died of complications of diabetes in 1998. And then my assistant has lupus, so we celebrated and wanted to bring awareness to lupus on her account. I really appreciate everybody that came out, all the artists, and it was just a great time.
What's next for Carlos?
Well, of course, 5 Degrees, you've only seen the beginning. Back Pew, just the beginning. Keisha's next DVD, everything is just at a beginning stage. It's successful what we would consider up until this point. But if we talk about what we did yesterday, that means we hadn't done anything today. who knows? I mean, God is the guide, and I'm just following Him. You know, who knows?
They say I'm a menace, that's the picture they paint. They say a lot about me, let me tell you what I ain't.